I mean, that's okay.
You know what? I'm getting used to it. I've lost a lot of weight staying home, so
Excellent. Good for you.
yeah.
That's fantastic. Good.
Yeah. So I made some use out of this. My thing says Eliana. Why does it say Eliana? That's my granddaughter's name.
I think if you hit the three, I think there's a way to change that.
I like your background though.
Thank you. It's a picture of a Ring World. It's one of the Larry Niven books. And you don't want to see my kids' bedroom behind me with the dog on the bed. So thank you.
Yeah, I am not into those books. I'm more of a historical fiction, biographies. Anything about the royal family you want to know, I got it.
You got it. Okay, good. Good to know. I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
Yeah, I love reading. I read a lot, but not that. Let's put it like this: I'm a very pragmatic person, and if somebody gets shot at in a movie 3 times and they're not dead, I'm pretty much off the movie. I'm like, wait a minute, this is not realistic. It drives Howard crazy. He's like, can't you just enjoy the movie? I'm like, no, I have to analyze it, So
there's George.
Where's
Hi, George?
I don't see him. Do I need to add or?
It looks like you're on a phone, maybe, Donna.
No, on my thing. Hold on. Let's see. George. Close. No. There it is.
All right.
George.
Good afternoon, everyone.
George, it's a little hard to hear you.
Yeah, it's a little hard to hear you, George.
Okay, my fault. Is that a little better?
Oh,
yes, sir.
Sean, I see you're traveling.
Yeah, yes, I'm on the stylized Ring World of Larry Niven. So yes, it's better than my kid's messy room behind me. So
Great. It's 4:58. Anyone mind if we start early?
Please.
You have to wait.
Oh, we have to wait. Somebody minds.
I see 4:59 actually, but who's counting?
My clock just changed also.
I feel like since the time change, I have a lot more energy. Do you guys know?
Struggling to get out of bed because it's that notch earlier.
Really? I'm not. I'm feeling the opposite.
The sunshine helps. I will say the sunshine helps.
Yeah. I was sleeping some nights 10 hours a night over this pandemic.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, now it's 5.
My clock is 4:59 still. Anyway, Mary Beth, are we on?
Yes, we are on.
And we are at 5 o'clock?
Yes, it is 5 o'clock.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is George Williams. Welcome to the annual meeting of the Mayfield Union Cemetery Committee. This meeting has been duly noticed and is being held in accordance with Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22, specific to recent amendments made in light of the current COVID-19 declared emergency, House Bill 197, amended by House Bill 404. Under the orders of Governor DeWine and the Director of Health of Ohio, and pursuant to Mayfield Village Ordinance 2020-08, adopted March 16, 2020, this committee is meeting remotely via electronic means. Notice of this meeting was sent to the news media on March 12, 2021. The public was invited to view the meeting live by accessing the meeting through a link posted on the website. Mayfield Village is conducting these proceedings in compliance with all applicable state laws and regulations. Ms. Betza, we have a roll call for attendance, please.
Ms. Spinney?
Here.
Mr. Millwright?
Here.
Mr. Williams?
Here. Thank you. We have a quorum. First item on the agenda is one of the requirements under our rules and regulations is to have a chairman and vice chairman voted in annually.
I would take this opportunity to nominate Mr. Williams as the chairman.
I'll second that.
Are there any other nominations? If there are no other nominations, Ms. Betta, can I have a roll call?
Ms. Finney,
Yes.
Mr. Milroy,
Yes.
Mr. Williams.
Yes, thank you. Motion passes. Be my honor to continue on. Election of a vice chair.
I'll take this opportunity to nominate Miss Finney.
I was going to nominate Mr. Milroy.
I will accept the nomination if you don't want it.
Please.
All right.
A motion has been made, a nomination has been declared. Is there a second? Ms. Finney?
Well, I guess, do I second or I'm first? I guess I first.
Do I second her nomination for me?
No,
George, you can.
I'll second.
There we go. All right.
Ms. Betza, roll call.
Ms. Finney,
Yes.
Mr. Milroy,
Yes.
Mr. Williams.
Yes,
I appreciate the opportunity to be vice chairman in the upcoming year. Thank you.
You're welcome.
look forward to working with you again. Everyone should have received the minutes of our last meeting on August 25th, 2020.
I would,
We
sorry,
have a motion to approve.
I would make said motion to approve the minutes from last year.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
No.
Ms. Betza, roll call.
Ms. Finney,
Yes.
Mr. Milroy,
Yes.
Mr. Williams.
Yes. One of the things Ms. Betza pointed out to me was that the goal is to try to get back on our regular schedule of early in the year. And that's why we're doing it now in March, which is normal because we were off track last year because of the COVID situation. So going forward, these meetings will occur early part of the year in the March timeframe. Moving forward, review of rules and regulations. Pursuant to the rules of the Ohio Department of Commerce, a review of the rules must take place annually during the meeting of the board. Are there any questions concerning the rules of the Cemetery Committee adopted at its meeting on June 25th, 2019, that was reviewed and approved in 2020 without revision?
I have read the rules and regulations and have no update or comment.
Same here. No comments.
If no need to make revisions, roll call, please.
Ms. Finney,
Yes.
Mr. Milroy,
Yes.
Mr. Williams.
Yes. Thank you. Ms. Betza, please notify the Ohio Department of Commerce that this cemetery committee met on the 16th of March, reviewed the rules. There were no revisions. And please forward a copy to the Ohio Department of Commerce.
Okay, I will.
Thank you. Moving right along to the next agenda item, review of the financials. I hope everyone received the packets with the financials. Under our rules, the members of the board of trustees must meet annually to vote on appropriation of the cemetery funds. Are there any questions concerning the information you received?
No, I saw the updated accounting received earlier today. Thank you.
I saw it also. Thank you.
That was to primarily to provide an update on the cemetery grant. That work was done. And Ms. Betza is looking for additional grants for future endeavors, future projects.
I think now's a good time, especially with all this money being given out during the pandemic. Maybe we could find something.
And I think the balance of, I believe it's just north of 24,000 is pretty sturdy for a cemetery fund that relies mostly on grants. I think we're in pretty good shape there.
I agree. Any other questions or comments? If not, please appreciate a motion to accept the financial report as submitted.
Moved.
Second.
Roll call, Ms. Betza?
Ms. Finney,
Yes.
Mr. Milroy,
Yes.
Mr. Williams.
Yes. Any other topics or discussion for this meeting?
Just a quick follow-up from last year. The Mayfield Service Department was going to look at perhaps swapping out some LED lights. It wasn't clear from the billings that happened, and I don't know if you have an update on that, Mr. Williams, or not.
I do not.
Okay.
I do recall that. I'm sorry. We didn't check on that, did we, Ms. Betza? I don't have a report on the LED lighting potential.
Okay.
Do you?
We do not either. I can check with the service director if you'd like me to and see what the status is on.
Yes. We
Okay.
apologize, but that is a good suggestion.
Okay.
To save some long-term maintenance costs to update with the LED, they're a little brighter. And we talked about it last year and just seeing if there's an update or if they had an opportunity to, well, see if they're even available. I don't know how well they do in outdoor conditions versus, the other lights that are currently out there now. So.
Thank you for the reminder. Ms. Finney, any other topics?
Anything else?
Anything new from the other cities? From Mayfield Village standpoint, we had a special election today.
Oh, yeah.
That was today.
I forgot. Yes.
It's going on as we speak. That's the highlight of the week.
Term limits, huh?
Term limits, correct.
We've been there a couple times. We still have term limits.
Oh, you do have term limits.
Oh, yeah, we have. We did not. Then they voted for it, and then we voted for it twice more to keep them.
So it's recurring that you vote for term limits?
No.
Oh.
We've had people come back on the ballot a couple times, come back up.
Okay. They hit their term limits, took their term off.
In the 1990s, they overturned it that they voted, the community voted, there had to be term limits. And then twice since they voted and both times to retain them. But I was off for 2 years and then I came back.
And if I understand the laws as being laid out, your term limits wouldn't start until your next election. Is that right, Mr. Williams? You wouldn't start until the next time you ran?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. We do not have term limits here. I believe one councilman has been on 35 years-ish, give or take a couple.
Yeah.
We don't have those here. But I forgot that vote was happening today. How interesting.
I actually have to say that probably a good idea, term limits. Even if you want to come back, if the people want you and you take 2 years off, they're going to vote you back. But it gives you a little breather to decide if you really want to do this, instead of it just being like where no one runs against you, because no one ran against us last time. And you're just back and then you lose your, I don't know what I'm trying to say. When I'm like, you have to be doing it because you want to do it, not because you're just automatically reelected every 4 years. That's what I'm trying to say.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. If we could please adjourn.
I'm sorry.
Other discussion item that has to do with the Union Cemetery.
Good point.
And then continue
Are there
discussion.
any other topics related to the cemetery committee?
I don't have any other.
I do not. It would make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Ms. Betza?
Ms. Finney,
Yes.
Mr. Milroy,
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes. Thank you. This meeting is